I'm now joined by Matt Fakhoury, criminal defense attorney. It is always a pleasure to have you here in person, sir. Just for starters, where do you stand on cameras in the courtroom? Helpful or harmful?
I like it for the most part. I really do. I like having this transparency that the public always wants to know. It kind of gets rid of conspiracy theories. The issue with these bigger cases are that you don't want to violate a right to a fair trial, and that's what's going on here. Now, behind the scenes...
You think this does that?
It could.
Tyler Robinson?
With a case this big and this politicized, it could. But what really is going on behind the scenes is controlling the narrative, right? The defense wants to control the narrative, and the prosecution wants to control the narrative before the trial actually happens. But we don't want to taint the potential pool of jurors before the trial in order to give Tyler Robinson a fair shake at this.
Yeah. But all the constant media coverage, do you think most jurors or potential jurors who would come forward might already be biased or tainted?
No, I don't think that. They're going to know a little bit about the case, and some people are going to know a little bit more. We have jury selection to weed out those people who are prejudiced or biased before they've heard a shred of evidence. But just because a case is in the media doesn't necessarily mean that everybody who has access to the media or to the news is going to come up with an opinion or a judgment before the case is heard.
As you know, Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, desperately wants cameras in that courtroom. Take a quick listen to what she had to say.
There were cameras all over my husband when he was murdered. There have been cameras all over my friends and family mourning. There have been cameras all over me, analyzing my every move, analyzing my every smile, my every tear. We deserve to have cameras in there. Why not be transparent? There's nothing to hide.
Yeah, she argues that it's the best way to weed out misinformation, more conspiracy theories. Who has the stronger argument here, and how do you expect Judge Tony Graff to weigh on this?
This is a fight between the First Amendment and a fair trial. And the truth is, a First Amendment right, media access, is a great right, but it's not absolute. The absolute right in this case is a right to a fair trial. So I think what the judge will do is limit some of the media coverage, some of the cameras in the courtroom, but he's not going to open it up to have everyone listen to every aspect of this case before vital evidence is ruled on for the trial.
1 minute left. I'd be remiss not to ask you, just a couple weeks ago, pretty much the major new headline in this was the ATF coming forward saying they couldn't conclusively match the bullet, found at the scene with the rifle. How do you expect both sides to really pick this new report apart?
Well, again, this is part of the narrative, right? So the state is going to say, well, they couldn't exactly match it, but they couldn't exclude it either. Where the defense is going to say this is very strong evidence that this wasn't him, this is maybe a conspiracy, that this is clear evidence of possible exoneration. This is one of many pieces of evidence that are going to be litigated, and possibly the motions of suppression are going to be filed to see if it'll be included or excluded in the trial. So these are the types of issues that the defense is worried about the public hearing, that this bell is not going to be unrung, or even on the state side, that this bell is not going to be unrung, and that potential jurors are not going to be able to forget this.
Yeah, well, we'll see what today has in store and where this takes the trial from here.
Absolutely.
Matt Fakhoury, always good to have you.
Always nice to see you.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
Appreciate
You
your
as well.
time and being here in person.